First by head coach Chris Lemonis. Again, please use the raise your hand feature to ask a question. Coach, if you would, with a quick opening statement, then we'll open it up to questions.
Tough first inning. We couldn't get out of it. We gave them too many freebies there in the first, and tip your hat to a good team. They took advantage of it. And when you give Jack Leiter 7 runs in the first, a great pitcher, which he is, just took it and ran with it. And so proud of my guys. We stayed locked in most of the game. I thought we did a great job offensively competing off of him. And our bullpen did a good job of coming in and throwing strikes and extending the game for us.
Okay, we'll open it up to questions. Again, please state your name and affiliation when called upon. We're going to start with Steve Robertson.
Steve Robertson, genespage.com. Chris, you mentioned them hanging the crooked number. Did that affect the way you pitch it the rest of the ball game when they begin to extend there? Were you kind of thinking, you know what, let me get some guys some work, but not burn anybody for the series?
Well, that's exactly what we did. We just had to. We know we're going to have to pitch 18, maybe more innings the rest of the way. And so we pitched everybody. We got everybody out there, got their feet wet in this. And I was happy, man. Guys went out there and threw strikes and competed. And so that we'll have them available the next 2 days. We just tried to spread that out, and we didn't probably use, a couple guys that we'll use tomorrow.
Next, we'll go to Robbie Falk.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, you mentioned the free passes and both losses that you've had so far. Most of those free passes have scored against Texas and also against Vanderbilt. Just how frustrating is that to see that the other team hasn't really had to do a whole lot? It's been, your guys at times that haven't been able to execute.
Yeah, it's real frustrating. I mean, it's like I said tonight. I just told our team, man, it's it's just you can't give it to them. Make them earn it. And when we make them earn it, our guys came in today after the first, and they pitched great. And but it's really frustrating, to come in here and play one way all year long, and then not, command the strike zone and pitch aggressively. It's frustrating.
Next, we'll go to Nick Suss.
Nick Suss with the Clarion Ledger. Chris, you've talked all weekend about your team's resiliency, your ability to kind of bounce back. What do you say to the team after this one and kind of moving forward into tomorrow about fleshing it and moving on?
Well, we talked. I'm not a big moral victory guy, but I did tell our kids I was proud of them afterwards because, after the first inning, and we locked in and played great baseball. That's the type of game we thought it would be. We thought it'd be 2-1, 3-2, something like that as the game went on. And they should feel confident in some ways in the fact that when we did go out there and execute pitches and make plays, we're right there. It should be a nip and tuck game the rest of the way if we'll pound the strike zone and be aggressive in the strike zone.
Next, we'll go to Joel Coleman.
Chris, of course, you talked about it a minute ago. The bullpen was, pretty much locked down all night long. 2 runs over, I guess, 7 2/3 innings. But just how much does that kind of exemplify what this team is and just the grittiness and toughness and, bought in, I guess. You put anybody out there, some of those guys hadn't seen a ton of action lately, but it seemed like every guy that you put in there was invested and, there was complete buy-in. Is that kind of a glimpse of what this team is?
Well, we just got a tough group, and I'm really proud. Like Casey Hunt hadn't pitched probably in a month, and I thought he was really good. And Jackson Fristow went out there and gave us a good inning. And those guys that they just kept working and pitching. And Fox has been telling me the pins are good, and these guys are ready. Sometimes in the postseason, it's hard to get guys in there because everything is so tight, and you just don't know because they haven't pitched in a while, so it gets harder and harder. And these guys went out there and competed, and that's what we have to do. We want to win this thing. We're going to have to compete. We're going to have to play tough. We're going to have to make them earn it. And we didn't do that at times tonight, but we're going to do that, the rest of the week.
Our next question is from Theo DeRosa.
Theo DeRosa, Commercial Dispatch. Coach, you guys beat Leiter earlier in the season in Nashville. Do you think today he was just sharper, and do you think that was because of the lead that they staked him to there in the first inning?
I think it was the lead more than anything. He was good. Don't get me wrong. He was really good, but – we ran the pitch count up. We had a couple opportunities. You got a closer game, and the crowd's in it, and everybody's cheering. And, there's just when you have that gap in there, it just makes it hard. It's hard to gain momentum and get momentum back. And, we had some good swings on him. he's good. I mean, that guy's going to be in the top 5 picks in the country for a reason, and he'll be in the big leagues here soon. But I thought we were fine. I thought we'd be a 3-2 game and we'd have to win it late against him. We just didn't get that opportunity.
Okay, we'll go back to Nick Suss.
Can you put a finger on why Christian's command has seemingly been off for these last couple of weeks?
Not really. I just think he's trying to do too much. I mean, trying to do too much in the moments, and it's just kind of gotten away from him. He's been great all year for us. Been pitched in big stadiums, pitched in big moments. The last couple of weeks has been, frustrating, and it's probably more frustrating for him than anybody else because knowing him and how hard he works, he wants to do well for the team. That's what everybody's wanting to do right now, and so it's really hard when you fail on this stage.
Okay, seeing no more questions, thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
We're going to be followed by Tanner Allen. Again, please use the raise your hand feature, and when asking a question, please state your name and affiliation. Okay, we're going to go straight to questions for Tanner. Our first question is from Steve Robertson.
Steve Robertson with genespage.com. T, I know it's another never get too high, never get too low type moment for you, but did you get the ball game you expected once you got through the first? Were there any surprises once you got through that? And can you build on that for tomorrow?
Oh, of course, man. I think we played a great game. We played a great 8 innings. Vanderbilt's a great team, man. You can't give them freebies. They'll make you pay. And we witnessed that first inning, man.
Our next question is from Joel Coleman.
TA, the bullpen, of course, was great tonight for you guys. I was asking Coach Lemonis about this, but what's that say about this team that you can bring guys in like that and they're just totally locked in despite the score, despite the fact things kind of went off the rails a little bit? You guys were completely locked in, and those guys, some guys hadn't pitched in a while, but it just complete investment. Is that kind of a snapshot of what this team is?
Oh, of course, man. They did a great job. They kept us in the game. Every inning, they were just, they were getting 1, 2, 3s as quick as they could. They'd score here and there, or they scored late, but bullpen did a great job. They gave us a chance to come back, but when you give probably a top 5 pick a lead like that in the first inning, he can kind of just pin his ears back and do his thing, and that's what he did. Still thought we had some good at-bats against him, but that guy's here for a reason, and he'll get drafted where he's going to get drafted for a reason, so hats off to him.
We'll go to Nick Suss.
Hey, Tanner, Nick Suss with the Clarion Ledger. Did you say anything to your teammates after that first inning?
Yeah, the same message, man. Just keep playing. I know we just took a haymaker in the boxing world, but we just kept playing. I feel like we played really good 2 through 9, and we're gonna bring that same mentality and the same attitude to the field tomorrow, and just leave it all on the field, man, and leave it in God's hands.
Steve Robertson, you're next up.
Yeah, Steve Robertson with genespage.com. When you have an inning like that, maybe a guy just doesn't have it, how do you keep the team from getting negative? How do you keep the team from just saying, okay, well, it's just not our day? And then not to also just get the negativity in the dugout. How do you kind of keep that out?
You just tell your guys, man, we've came this far for a reason. That is because we play together. We pick each other up. Obviously, C-Mac didn't have his great stuff tonight. That's part of the game. As a teammate, watching him work the way he worked in the offseason, in the fall, and the spring training, man, you can't do nothing but just slap him on the butt and just pick him up and encourage him, because he'll get the ball again. The sun's going to come up again for him. I know he's probably catching a lot of flack on social media right now, but there's 99.9% of those people have never played in a national championship game and never pitched in front of even maybe 500 people. So he's a great player. He'll be back for us, and you know what? He's a good friend of mine. So as a good friend of mine, I really do feel bad for him. I do, but I know what kind of competitor he is, and he'll pick himself up, and he'll be fine, ready to go his next start.
Okay, Tanner, seeing no more questions, I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Hail State.
Thanks, everyone, for participating. You can find a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com, and transcripts will be available at ncaa.com/transcripts.